little bit about the future too. Yeah, like right now, the future, obviously technology is changing like crazy rapidly. It's December of 2022. What's the most exciting tech that you see going into 2023?
I'm going to take the word exciting out of your question just because I don't personally find this exciting, but I think it's worth talking about. And that's just AI in general. Like, it's crazy what I'm seeing right now in this world of like, I could write like pickleball in like the top of this AI thing, and I could have, in a click of a button, a beautifully written 2,000 word article or paper or essay on pickleball that's so much better than I could ever write with hundreds of hours of research, and in seconds. And like, that's scary, that's crazy. It's gonna really be just, it's gonna be disruptive in a lot of ways for a lot of people that are like copywriters that do different things in social media. And man, it's gonna be disruptive, and it's time for people to really step back and say, how can I avoid being disrupted by something like this? How can I create real skills that are going to be valuable in 2023 and beyond?
I'm glad you went there, John, because that exact point about creative AI coming in and doing the imagery, doing the video, doing the copywriting, it's completely changed the industry. And I think a lot of people need to, it's not just about truckers going and learn to code right now. It's about every single industry being disrupted. I'm wondering, on your side, you've run one of the most successful podcasts on planet Earth, Entrepreneurs on Fire. How do you think AI is going to impact your business?
I mean, the way that you're seeing these deep fakes that are going to, are like, it's getting so authentic with the human voice, even with video. But I mean, pretty shortly it's going to be like, there's going to be, these endless and countless amounts of AI audio only and video podcasts that are going to be like interviewing other people or interviewing each other and delivering so much more and better value than, hypothetically you or I could, because, our knowledge is of course going to be limited to what we know. But I mean, AI knowledge can be virtually unlimited, and it's going to be a crazy world. I think it's important that we're just understanding that every industry has the possibility of being disrupted in a major way very shortly. And it may not be very shortly, but it's a possibility that it could be very shortly. So I'm developing other skill sets. Like, I'm taking, for the first time in my life, even though in my past corporate America life, I was in corporate finance. So I've always kind of been around and knowledgeable of this field. But I'm taking like a stock options trading course. I'm trying to like diversify my skill set and my knowledge. So if I ever get disrupted in a major way, I mean, I've had an epic 10-year run. I mean, how much more can I really hope for, really expect? I mean, we could be talking in 10 years from now, and I might have had another 10-year run, on the tail of this. Or we might be talking next year, and I'm like, remember when we talked at the end of 2022? Well, 6 months later, remember what happened? And podcasting became irrelevant, or this happened or that happened, or, who knows? So like, I'm just always looking to diversify my skill set, to always be learning, to always be keeping my eyes wide open. It's both scary and exciting at the same time. And it's just the world that we live in.
Yeah. I tend to look at more through the lens of an opportunity. I mean, I run a podcast production agency, and we're already leveraging AI tools in the production of our show. It's saving time. It's saving money. It's saving the headaches of training new people. It's helping with automations.
And it's costing people jobs, and it's costing people livelihoods. And that's the reality. But that's, and anybody that's running a business, you're always looking, how can I be more efficient? How can, we cut costs? How can we maximize profits? And those are always questions that are going to be asked.
Yeah, I was talking to Chris Doe about this Midjourney AI art project. And there's a lot of, it's so tremendous how many high quality images this technology can produce. I mean, I just can't imagine being a graphic designer right now. Like, where do you go? What do you do? How do you actually evolve your skill set so that you don't become obsolete? And I don't think it's going to happen overnight. It starts now.
It's happening for sure. And so how do you look at that and say, well, where is my value add if it's not in the thing that it used to be? And the answers aren't going to be easy, but there's going to be opportunity, and the first movers are going to have the advantage.
Yeah. You also mentioned the idea of deep fakes and fake audio. And one of the shows that I produce is a true crime show. And the defense attorney on there was saying that, audio recordings and audio admissions are basically worthless now because the AI is so sophisticated.
Right.
So I start thinking, like, we can't just live in a world where robots are imitating us. Like, that doesn't work. That there's all sorts of problems there. Do you think NFTs might be a potential solution to the problem of having ourselves copied and faked online?
I don't know enough, honestly, about the NFT, the blockchain, about that kind of world to really comment on that with any form of like expertise. I mean, I think it's going to be really interesting what happens. I think there's some great companies out there, both layer 1 and layer 2, like layer 2 specifically being like companies like Polygon and Polkadot who are doing some really cool things. They're going to make it really interesting on what we're able to prove that's unique, that's non-fungible in all those areas. But man, I mean, I only have skimmed the surface of knowledge when it comes to that stuff, and I don't really have a clear understanding about what that could look like in a real world environment.